I'm telling you, dummy, the Inquisitor is Ezra Miller.
Ezra Miller.
Now, that's a theory I can get behind.
Galactic menace.
It makes way more sense that the Inquisitor is Ezra Bridger.
It's not Ezra. It's obviously Barris.
It's not. And I don't know why you champion for Qui-Gon Jinn. That makes absolutely no sense.
Listen,
guys,
Ghost.
we got to do we're going to watch Ahsoka episode 3 today, people. So use the Force to leave a like. I guess follow MJ Tesler, Star Wars Nerd, on his Instagram if you want. But guys,
I'm also on X.
hey, I'm trying to transition to our sponsor. Greetings, fellow questers. Prepare to embark on a magical journey with Omniheroes, the ultimate blend of heroic fantasy and strategy RPG. Envision a world where Valkyries, our beacon of light, aren't snared by treacherous demons. Your quest, should you choose to accept it. Morph into an Omni Guardian, unleash your inner hero, and save those ethereal maidens from the clutches of darkness. 2 of our legendary lasses stealing the spotlight. Dorabella with spells so cool they're downright enchanting. And Ilular, who's more than just Athena's shadow. She's a blazing legend. But wait, there's more lore in store. Omniheroes isn't just about brandishing swords and fleeing spells. It boasts a synergy system where you mix over 100 heroes to devise unbeatable team combos. Conquer realms and reign supreme in adrenaline-packed PvE and PvP battles. Weave your strategies, flex those magical muscles, and ascend the global throne. Feeling a tad weary from your requests? Fret not! Embrace the game's idle charms, and with a mere wizardly wave or tap, because phone. Watch your power soar. From joining mystic guilds to navigating enchanting labyrinths and trying your luck in blackjack challenges, it's a roller coaster of runes and riches. Ready to summon some magic? Download and install Omniheroes now for a whopping 777 free summons. Secure a minimum of 5 legendary heroes, ensuring an epic start. Omniheroes is now available on both the Apple App Store and Google Play Store and has earned recommendations from Google Play. Chillax or strategize with enchanting Valkyries. So brave adventurers, are you game? Leave it on Omniheroes with every spell, slash, and synergy counts. Full-length reaction watch-along where you sync it with your own copy of Ahsoka, available for our Super Section Reject at our Patron page. Let's really watch the episode.
Oh,
was that?
sabers now.
Was that Rex?
In with
that
the
popped
red.
up? I'd kill for live-action Rex.
I think we'll get him in this show.
If it's going to happen, it has to happen here.
Ooh,
sick.
This is like that Demon Slayer episode.
Ah, sweet. All the different lightsaber forms.
This is exciting.
Not bad.
Oh.
Oh.
Not good.
It's like training to fight Grievous.
How about Zatochi?
Oh no. I'm not certain Lady Wren is ready for that technique.
Shut up, Huyang.
Your skill with a weapon comes from your Mandalorian upbringing. Those skills alone will not be enough to defeat our enemy.
Kanan also helped.
Learning to wield the Force takes a deeper commitment.
She's going to be so Force sensitive by the end of this, and I'm going to be like, ha to everyone who gave me crap about it.
Here, put this on.
We're going to do the classic.
You're nothing but potential, kid.
You're joking.
You've literally seen Ezra do this before. You've got this. Sick old Jedi symbol.
I want you to see with more than just your eyes.
Feel the road, Ricky Bobby.
Do you know where I am?
Next to Huyang.
Are you sure?
Nice.
Whoa.
How'd she project her voice like that?
Juilliard.
She can throw her voice. Yeah. On a drama school.
Take in all that is around you.
I love the mood of this scene.
Follow my voice.
Huyang's fallen asleep.
I love this.
And the sound design, too. The surround.
Classic martial arts movie,
I was
right?
going to say, it's Dave Filoni's favorite. Even the sword designs are just wonderful.
I feel like kendo swords.
Ooh. Got one.
Oh, very good, Sabine.
Very bad, Sabine.
Don't let your rage get ahead of you, Sabine.
Use the Force.
She can't. She never will, Michael.
It's because she chooses not to.
Oh, she sensed it.
Oof.
Ouch.
Sweep the leg.
Anger and frustration are quick to give power.
Yeah.
But they also unbalance you.
I'm not unbalanced. You're unbalanced.
This is a good throwback to Tales of the Jedi when Anakin was teaching Ahsoka how to handle all
Good
the clones at
call.
once.
Really good call. Yeah. Or it's just a classic trope.
Hey, wings. Also, we totally missed Home 1. Home 1. There it is.
Speak of the
Found it.
devil.
The Chancellor?
She's waiting.
Mon Mothma.
Oh, yes.
Has she aged?
You look well. How's young Jason?
Oh, Jason finally got mentioned.
In fact, he's on board. Somewhere.
He's there somewhere.
Trouble with Chopper, no doubt.
Have you thought about Kanan at all?
I was attacked by Imperial loyalists, still working for Morgan Elsbeth.
Outliers. Former Imperials working throughout every level of the New Republic government have all taken an oath of loyalty.
Except those ones.
Long live the Empire doesn't sound like the kind of loyalty we're looking for. But I believe their activity speaks to a larger operation.
Impossible.
Involving Thrawn.
Thrawn.
Ooh.
Grand Admiral Thrawn.
No, Jason Thrawn.
There are many Thrawns in the galaxy.
Isn't this just another attempt to gain New Republic resources to aid in what has ultimately been your personal quest to find Ezra Bridger?
Is there something wrong with that?
Were you ever in the war, Senator?
No.
Just sat back and waited to see who came out on top?
You a bitch, Senator?
Where are those balls, Senator?
The Imperial fleet is scattered and broken. They have no centralized command.
Unless Thrawn returns.
I don't know. I've seen The Mandalorian.
Famous last words.
Thrawn is not your typical Imperial officer.
No, he's not.
I know because I fought against him.
He's nuanced. Some people argue that he's a good guy.
Grand Admiral Thrawn is dead. Your friend Ezra Bridger heroically died with him.
You don't know that.
Oof. Getting a rise out of her.
I will say they've done a great job at making me happy that Starkiller Base blew up the New Republic with all of her interactions with their government so far.
Hey, Mom. Mom.
Jason?
Oh,
He's
Is it
less
true
colorful.
Anakin's gonna be a Jedi?
He definitely got the human genes.
He did.
it's okay. His hair's a little green.
I want to be a Jedi.
He's saying he wants to be a Jedi. The music. He definitely wants to be more like his dad.
I was hoping that the urgency of our situation could expedite my training a bit.
You don't get like a certificate, Sabine.
You're not Luke Skywalker.
This is in
Sorry.
traffic school.
I can't use the Force. I don't feel it, not like you do.
Sake bomb.
Force resides in all living things, even you.
So this is a you problem.
If that's true, then why doesn't everyone use it?
Talent is a factor.
And midichlorians.
Training and focus are what truly defines someone's success.
Amen, sister.
Yes.
Start small.
I want to be able to not lean for my drink.
I'm going to give this my best.
Why did she decide to train her, though? You know? Like, what was it about her that she was like, I'm going to train? I want to know that specifically, what went down there.
I hope that we go back a little bit, but I feel like part of it's a debt to both Kanan and Ezra.
You both knew this wouldn't be easy.
Well, what you said didn't help.
The Jedi Order would not have accepted her. She is not an acceptable candidate.
I only speak the truth.
Standards which were proven over a millennia.
And failed.
Yeah.
Times have changed.
I don't need Sabine to be a Jedi. I need her to be herself.
No.
Oh, like a Grayson?
So you do come from a long line of non-traditional Jedi. In that way, she fits right in.
Yoda to Count Dooku to Qui-Gon, Qui-Gon to Obi-Wan, Obi-Wan to Anakin, Anakin to Ahsoka, and Ahsoka to Sabine.
Mm-hmm. Very impressive, Michael. I'm very proud of you, buddy.
Well done, man.
Michael.
I can name all the presidents, too.
Just a little nudge. You can't force the Force.
Sabine, I've got Hera.
She did that. Sabine did that.
I heard you telepathically.
You win this round.
Watch it move by itself.
It walks away.
I won't be joining you for this one. And neither will the fleet.
What?
That's Bullfleet.
But it's not up to me. I don't follow the order.
Hera?
Huyang, what's happened?
She was better at politics.
All comm transmissions are being jammed.
Oh.
Someone's on their tail.
Why'd we drop out of hyperspace so far from the planet?
Standard Jedi mission protocol when approaching an unknown situation.
We park down the street.
Whatever it is has a signature which is unknown to me.
So much unknown stuff in this.
Not for long.
What do we got here? Oh.
No, those look like bad guys.
It's a squadron of World War II fighter
She's a
planes.
pilot as
They
well.
kind of remind me of like a Utapau.
Tail gun, please. On it.
But are
Oh,
they rogue
nice.
squadrons?
Nice. Oh, we're getting New Hope references. I feel it.
Tail gun check in.
I see you got rid of my presets.
2 and 3. Close range and engage.
Could never understand why like high value force wielding individuals would risk flying in ships.
Great shots again.
Remember, learn to anticipate.
Now's not the time for a lesson.
Yeah.
Just a little rusty.
It's always a time for a lesson.
Oh, yeah.
Come on, Sabine. Just get one.
I have several thoughts on everything else going
Huyang,
on.
not now.
The way you're both acting, there won't be a later.
I love that look that she gave. Huyang was right.
Sabine,
Get into the zone.
tell me what you need.
I love it.
All right. Get ready. Ready.
I love the processing of emotions that you could feel on Rosario Dawson's.
I have you now.
Just get one.
Dive, dive, dive.
Love the teamwork.
All right, let's go, let's go.
Whoa.
Do a barrel
Oh,
roll.
man.
I had them, but missed. Don't worry about it. You'll get another chance. We got 2 more incoming. Dead ahead.
I love how this is just becoming a full-on training session.
I'm gonna split them. Ready?
Ready.
Now.
Ooh. Get one.
Come on.
I got one. Don't get cocky, kid.
2-6. With me.
Yada.
Yatta, yatta.
Let's roll them. Copy that. On my mark.
Her tendrils have so much movement. They did such a good job. They shouldn't stare at somebody's tendrils, but
Now.
They called Leku.
2 more down.
This is a well-crafted sequence.
We should be able to make visual confirmation now.
oh boy. Yeah, it's like a hyperspace drive.
Yeah.
It is some sort of hyperspace ring.
I'd like to confirm that.
Excellent.
Morgan.
Are you gonna fly into it?
Prepare turbo lasers.
Hit the turbo base.
Rock. Form up on my wing and wait for my signal.
Well, if you play Empire,
Thanks for talking over it.
it's a Kylo Ren mask. You're not gonna hear their real.
It was an obvious clue that it was Ezra Bridger.
He literally said, I, Ezra Bridger, agreed to the plan.
Open fire.
Oh, yeah, green lasers.
Great use of sound design.
Get everything you need?
Not yet. See if you can get a little closer.
This is beautiful.
I'm excited to get this track in Star Tours coming up.
Some excellent piloting.
This is intolerable.
You wanted close. Reflectors at 10%.
So cantankerous.
Don't look so satisfied.
Yeah, she seems so happy.
Yang.
Just a moment. Scan complete.
Oh, woof.
Destroyed.
Nice cut.
Could you imagine? Series over.
And we will have a 3-episode in memoriam.
Ooh, it's an unsettling shot.
Oh,
Prioritize Sabine. We can't help Huyang if we're both dead. Now get on it.
Gotta put on your own oxygen mask first.
Morgan, congratulations.
You almost got them.
Bitch.
I have eyes on them. We'll take it from
I like this little rivalry. It's an uneasy alliance.
Work fast. I'm going out there.
Out there? Out where? Just keep working.
Into space.
Mini fighter? Gonna pull a Leia?
Yeah, just Mary Poppins that shit.
We have them.
She is a captivating performer. She does a lot with a little.
I think the villains, this is the best villains we've had.
Oh my god, yes.
Whoa.
Okay.
Yes. We're really doing this.
Sweet.
This is what I'm talking about.
Let's go.
I
Look at
love
that
how it's
suit,
like specially, the helmet specially suited for her, too.
Hello there.
What?
Speak up, man. Enunciate.
Awesome. Awesome.
Dang. Oh my god.
Jeez. This is so sweet.
Oh, sick.
This is really cool. It's really inventive.
Did you fix the ship yet?
Da-da-da-da-dum-da-dum.
Sick.
Awesome. Awesome shots. Jeepers.
Go, go, go!
Wow, that was really well orchestrated.
Nice trick. Got any more?
Oh my god, get me a Funko figure of this.
Oh, it's happening.
All in good time.
This is a genuinely exciting aerial sequence.
Yeah.
Feels like a good cross between Star Wars and like an actual World War II kind of thing.
I mean, that's how we made all the original scenes.
Yes.
The Purgil?
Let's go.
Oh my god, damn. Oh shit. We just see Ezra on top of it.
And Paul Atreides on one.
Paul Atreides.
Wow, the scope and scale of them. Oh, I'm loving the perspective.
It's extraordinary.
Jeez. Go in the mouth.
Ever seen Pinocchio?
Yeah. Monstro this shit.
Oh, hell yeah.
Hey, Cthulhu.
It could be Starkiller.
Again, those locked off shots.
Jeez.
This is a fucking blast.
Yeah. I mean, how do you make a unique new type of Star Wars space chase sequence?
I've got an opening.
Take it.
Where?
Where are they?
And complete.
We almost died.
Multiple times.
Ah, yes. Standard operating procedure.
Yes, sir.
I appreciate the Old Republic symbol.
Literally look like an eagle with wings there.
Shut the power down.
I protest. I have a lot of work to do.
Standard Jedi protocol.
I suppose that's true.
Shutting down.
True.
Good use of tension here. How does the ring work in conjunction with the Purgil? Did they like force it to go through that specific ring or something?
Yeah. Or maybe there's something about this planet being like the Purgil's home that...
You think this planet is specifically their home, or are they just like camped out here right now?
It's interesting that they're like in the lower atmosphere of the planet.
Haven't seen those creatures since the day Ezra disappeared.
Oh, no.
There are 6 hyperdrive engines in place, with the final one being set into position.
Okay.
But I have never seen one built on this scale before.
Intergalactic travel.
Ian, could a ring like that make a jump to a neighboring galaxy?
Archives speak of intergalactic hyperspace lanes between galaxies, which used to follow the migration paths of star whales named Purgil.
There we go.
Like the ones we just saw.
Yeah.
Really? When?
You'll
This
never
is like
believe it.
such
if we
a healthy
told you.
amount of exposition. Ah.
Hunt them down.
Oh boy.
He's so good.
I can't wait for him and Ahsoka to fight.
God, even just standing there, he just has tons of presence.
It's just such a good villain.
Oh man, I was really enjoying that.
Yeah.
Too short.
That was way too short.
Too short. But definitely leaves you wanting more.
Yeah.
In
We're on
a
the
good
right
way.
track.
In a good way.
Yeah. No, we're on the right track.
Let's chit chat. I mean, it's pretty obvious that they're setting up Jason for a future spin-off show where he's gonna want to become a Jedi, guys. Uh-oh. That's my big takeaway out of everything that happened in this episode. I got one takeaway.
Yeah.
We're setting up the new Kanan show.
And they can make their own like Young Avengers. You get Grogu, you get little Jason.
Come on, you know they're going to do
More
it.
children
Listen,
characters.
Well, he could end up at the Jedi Temple, and everything goes great at Luke's
this
Jedi
is what
Temple.
happens. This is what happens.
This is
All
what
I had to
happens.
say
And
one little
then
thing to a Star
Kylo
Wars.
Ren kills them all. History repeats
That'd be
itself.
great. Get a fun side of Kylo.
Yeah, the more
Kylo friend.
It would be fun to, depending on how this pans out, to have a large group of characters end up in this other galaxy permanently, as to explain their absence in the sequel trilogy.
Yeah, because that's gonna bug me.
Yeah,
forever,
big time. The only issue is the Ghost, Hera's ship, is in the sequel trilogy.
Yeah,
it's at the Battle of Exegol.
I overall really liked this episode a lot. I had a lot of fun with this one. It had that spirit, that genuine spirit and wonder of what I thought Mandalorian season 3 would often kind of like fail at and feel rushed during.
Yeah,
this didn't do that. Yes, it's a short episode, but still, I felt the substance of it. And I genuinely had a really good time. Am I like on the edge of my seat in terms of like suspense? No, but in terms of absorbing the adventure, I really feel the absorption of that. And I'm really finding myself much more endeared now because the last two, had a more serious tone, which is not a problem to me at all. Like I overall I loved it. While I had a little bit of gripes in terms of. So, and I know some people have a pushback on this. I feel like there's a divide here. I've noticed some people have echoed our opinions of some of that stoicism that I was like, I could use a little bit just more pep in the personality in some way. And I thought this really brought it with Ahsoka and Sabine and the chemistry here. Like I really felt the chemistry between them this time.
Yeah.
And I found myself really enjoying the whole training segments with them, especially at the very top of this episode, and then watching as Ahsoka again being the master learning from your Padawan, similar to like how Ahsoka was paired up with Anakin, so Anakin could learn something about himself as well. And now you're watching that trajectory unfold. And while like that's part of the package usually with Master and Padawan, this really feels like, okay, specifically with Anakin to Ahsoka and now for Ahsoka to Sabine, it is just as much about the Master learning about themselves and how to be as well as the Padawan on top of that too. So I really like this one a lot. I like the future of where it's headed towards, and when they finally revealed that was Ezra under the mask the whole time.
It's nice to see Ahsoka. Because I was doing a lot of thinking about it, and I think everybody in the comment section agreed. Like Ahsoka's like a very, I'm gonna say uptight, but not the traditional friendly, happy, vibrant Ahsoka that we knew in the early seasons of the Clone Wars. And you can only imagine the trauma that it is of having somebody that you're so close with that on such a personal, deep, intimate level, only for them to fall the way that Anakin did. And I think something that we're going to continue to explore is between the relationship between Ahsoka and Sabine. Part of the reason that Ahsoka is struggling to be a real master is because that level of being vulnerable is something that I think she's scared to get hurt again. And it's not that she doesn't care about Sabine. It's just that it's, what if I do this wrong and my Padawan goes to the dark side?
Well, the last time between Rebels to Mandalorian, the last time we saw Ahsoka in the animated format, other than the ending tease, the cliffhanger,
was that she just got the revelation of Anakin is Darth Vader.
Yeah.
And you can only imagine the
And she
amount
got
of
wrecked.
emotional trauma
and put through
Yeah.
space and time, missed several years of her life. Like, she went through some trauma.
It makes sense to me. I think some people misunderstand if I say, like, I don't think stoic is necessarily bad.
Yeah.
And I think that there's kind of like a multi-layer that I was sort of craving, I guess, is what more, because I'm like, no, it makes sense to me that she would be different based off of what she went through. Like, of course she would be different.
And we're starting to see the dimensions of the relationship, and the nuance of it. And I really appreciate what you said about that, because I think we're going to continue to see that evolution. I'm glad that Hera, and I can't believe I'm saying this, isn't coming along for this leg of the journey, if only to give those two the room for their relationship to really. Having just them, if only for an episode or two, is really, really important to that relationship developing in a big way. I did want to say that I felt like Hera's portrayal, number one, I think on an acting level, doing an amazing job. I just remember her being so much better at politics, though. Like, that was something that was, when we see her evolution as like the leader of, Phoenix Squadron and the Rebel Cell, and then the introduction to the larger rebel organization, I feel like she was so good at navigating the nuance and the politics of it all, only to just like not necessarily be on her game. And part of me wonders if that, is an intentional trying to show that, in the absence of Kanan, in the absence of, the family that she's built, that she's kind of pulling at strings for, what she longs for and misses. But I thought that dynamic is really interesting. The New Republic, I think they need to do something to make me care about it. And they haven't.
They need to do something to give the New Republic like a POV or something more than them just going, it's fine. We're the New Republic, and that's it.
Well, some kind of, I think in the same way that like Mon Mothma in Andor did like such a good job at making the rebellion feel more dynamic and interesting. I'm not saying like I want like a political thriller, but I want to show that not every single person in the New Republic government is an absolute idiot.
Right.
Because right now it's being set up as that, and it's been consistently unrewarding time and time again, where it's like, wow, these are just a bunch of bureaucratic idiots, which makes everything that was fought for feel so sad.
Yes.
Like what about all the Boffin spies that died to get them that information? But
well, yeah, I mean, I guess the part of it that lacks a believability area, because like, I get the whole turning the blind eye thing, history repeating itself and whatnot, is specifically regarding the Empire, like the fact that they have these former Empire people as employees and stuff, and they're just like, no, it's been fun. Like,
they're all over the place. It's working out.
Not a questionable thing about allegiance or anything of that regard. Just like, no, this is just like one off.
They
What are you down
signed
with?
up. They're fully down with the plan.
I think what the New Republic is missing narratively, because like they're always drawing from history, and so the historical precedence here is like, yeah, we employed an extraordinary amount of Nazis after World War II because we were scared of the Soviets. I think the issue is there's just like, it's just tough times, a lot of transitions and things, and there's no, and here we are creating an existential potential crisis, something that contests the New Republic, something that, and just instantly they're like, we're not going to take one of our most trusted generals' advice. Like, we're not going to, and like Mon Mothma, you're the Chancellor. Like, I'm sure they've stripped the powers down significantly since Jar Jar, but like, anyway, I do want to talk about the Inquisitor for a minute, if that's okay.
Sure.
Because I've been thinking endlessly about it. And while my hope, narratively speaking, is that it's still Barris, I do really, really like the idea of Sam Witwer, who played Maul, and among many other characters, and also voiced Starkiller in Force Unleashed. I do love the idea of them bringing a version of that character to live action. And the reason I love that is because for those that played Force Unleashed, Starkiller was Vader's apprentice. And I think narratively, for Ahsoka, who is Anakin's apprentice, to go head to head with somebody who is Vader's apprentice would create such a fascinating dynamic.
Definitely.
And if it's Ezra, I will lose my mind because narratively that makes absolutely no sense. It is such a waste.
It's weird. I feel like it actually does make sense in terms of if Ezra was actually with Thrawn and was able to see. Because you see, the problem is.
So you're saying Thrawn's on the right side of history.
I'm saying the nuance that you speak about to Thrawn is present in the books and stuff. That's not present in Rebels.
Yeah.
He's very much a bad guy in Rebels. I think for the most part, he's a bad guy. Where in the books, he's way.
Let me very verbally out loud.
Yes.
I think Thrawn is a bad guy who does bad things. I think Thrawn became a bad guy who does bad things because he's scared of something.
Yes, definitely.
That is
1,000%.
Yeah.
But I think like the nuanced complexity where one can strongly argue that like, hey, he's not necessarily just a black and white villain. I feel like there is a way he can play an influence, and especially with Ezra, who has often been teased with the dark side, but lured to the dark side many times. I feel like the dark side can take hold of Ezra,
especially
where he also thinks
of his friends, and
so where he thinks he's doing something good.
I agree on a narrative level that when we get to the other galaxy, that we will find an Ezra who may very well be aligned with Thrawn. What I don't think is that Ezra somehow managed to travel back to this galaxy, didn't let his friends know. I don't see any rational, logical explanation.
I just explained it perfectly. Laid it out.
I do think
solid plan. I went on the subway.
I do feel very confident though that the Ezra Bridger that we know.
I'm enjoying this. This is so much fun to watch you guys.
The Ezra Bridger that we find in this other galaxy, I think you're absolutely right in that he'll probably be aligned with Thrawn. They'll probably be working together, and that will probably be really challenging for Sabine, who's probably finally coming into her own with the Force, and is like, I'm finally a Jedi, and wait, the Jedi I admire most in the world is working with the evil villain.
John's yawning.
John yawned?
John's working really
John
hard.
John.
Yes, Grand Admiral Yawn.
Grand Admiral Yawn. That's my name. Don't wear it out.
All right,
John, what did you think? I'm so curious.
I mean, I have so many thoughts about this very straightforward, action-oriented episode. I mean, I liked, I feel like we should almost just stay on conspiracy track now.
Yeah.
I mean, I thought this did a nice job. The loveliest thing this did was portray an action-based situation that the whole time, to me anyway, did feel like a character building and a team building exercise. And I think the ideal, it's easy to dazzle. In fact, across all of these shows of debatable quality, we've gone and seen different dogfights and recontextualized versions of other action set pieces we've seen before. And I thought this did nicely to make something that was visually gripping and exciting, but that also, feels like you are watching two people mend some aspect of their relationship or open back up to each other, as well as you guys pointed out, learning the new things, one, that Padawan needs to learn from their master, and two, that master needs to learn from the overall situation and from Padawan in general. And then you got Huyang.
Yeah, but who's the Inquisitor?
It's Ezra Bridger. I don't know.
No, it's not, John.
It's the ghost of Han Solo.
He's not dead yet.
He's not dead yet. No, your timelines.
No, but we're going to get time travel.
We do already have time travel.
Oh, well, see, then Han's ghost time traveled back and he became the Inquisitor.
I was pretty convinced for a minute that Baylan was just an alt history Anakin Skywalker from a different parallel universe.
Well, you see,
for a millisecond, I was convinced.
I feel like the gray Jedi aspects of Baylan and great character actress.
She's honestly so good. For the fact that we don't know her name, I think she's extraordinary.
I feel like they are representative of just to help set us up for when we do see Ezra Bridger. That these people are not just like black and white. They're Sith, that they're not that. Yeah. We are setting up a way where they are, yes, they use dark side stuff, but they really believe they're doing it for a great cause.
Yeah.
You know, and I am wondering why Morgan Elsbeth though really is so adamant on serving Thrawn that I am wondering if there's more, because like we're opening up the realm of magic now.
Yeah.
I mean, it's always existed, but you know, there's always been like this weird subsection where like we never really explored magic in like the live action stuff, and I'm kind of wondering if that's going to be there's some type of battling of magic that we're ultimately building to, and I feel like there is something linked to like that.
What's it in Marvel? It's like wizards, aliens. What's the phrase that they use?
And robots.
That's what they're doing here.
I am just curious of like what is that planet that wherever Thrawn is on, if there are other is that where the magic comes from?
So that's to play into that. My kind of like headcanon theory at this point is they have taken the time now to say that according to the Jedi, there used to be multiple intergalactic hyperspace lanes.
Hyperspace intergalactic.
Which raises the question, are there Night Sisters? Are there Jedi of a different type that exist in these other galaxies? And is there just a much larger narrative at play than what we've been limited to?
There are people who it's like Zootopia, but everyone has the Force, and they're just
but that's kind of the interesting. So like, I mean, even in like
Force isn't special here, everyone has.
Well, but even like, you know, in talking about like the Chiss and the unknown regions, which is still in this galaxy, like that's Thrawn species. You know, they have a group of Force sensitive youth who are called the Skywalker Corps, and like they help navigate through these hyperspace lanes and the difficulties of the unknown region using the Force. And so, but they have no other exposure to the Jedi.
Right.
And so I think if we're exploring other galaxies where the Force still exists, we will see other interpretations of how the Force manifests in different societies.
Yeah.
Which I think leads perfectly into what you're saying about like, well, there'll be some interesting conversations between magic and the Force and what that looks like. You know, but ultimately
you'll find out it's constructed in a lab.
Uneasy, it's midichlorians, obviously.
Drink your Force juice,
the boys. Yeah, it's Gen V.
I think
it's
compound F.
I think ultimately what we're looking at though with this uneasy alliance between Baylan and Morgan and company, Thrawn, Ezra, and I think soon Ahsoka and Sabine and maybe Luke, maybe, Grogu and Din Djarin and company. I mean, because the other thing that we have to think about here is that he said we're taking all these shows and we're going to turn them into one big cinematic story, which means
now
the Mandalorians.
George Lucas impression.
Yeah.
What was that?
Now do your George Lucas. Do your George Lucas impression now.
I just did.
I thought you were doing your Filoni.
Dave Filoni.
No, Dave Filoni is kind of like it's like a
Dave Filoni
hat.
is a cowboy hat.
It's poetry.
We gotta end this, man. I gotta edit.
Anyway, so that's all I have to say.
It's poetry, not a novel.
Oh, yo, did you guys see that? They dropped some Star Wars trailers for some video games.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
During this episode?
I can't wait to never get around.
It's all right. Maybe I'll start my own competitive YouTube channel and start reacting.
Star Wars Theory Explained.
Use the mic. Use the mic.
Use the mic. Oh, that's not bad.
I kind of like that.
Use the mic.
Because nobody ever can hear me because I mumble.
Use the mic. Oh, that's great.
Whoa, I didn't even put the name thing in there.
Double meaning. Hey, we should thank you all for being here.
Yeah.
And,
subscribe.
And John, good work today. And also, we should shout out some patrons. Let's do that. All right, guys, we're improvising this. Let's start it off. Tamara Alexander.
Yes, and Safurchi.
Christian Neal.
Ryan Smith.
Kevin Meek.
Adrian Timms.
Oh, I'm in a corner here. Real knock goss.
Excellently done, Jonathan May.
Heather G.
It's Gia.
Heather Gia.
Ian Simon.
Songhai Glover.
Taylor the King.
Alamang!
Logan Burton.
Kelsey.
Kiera!
Ericons 39.
Nick X.
Juan Longoria.
Cliff Rodriguez.
Ma Goat Nation.
Ma Lorenzo Baxter.
Ma. Differently saying.
Marco Tunstill.
Lauren American Horse.
Simply Faded?
SJ94.
Justin Morton.
Woozy Beatty Darth Yoda 06.
Yeah. Jay Bird.
Call it.
Phil J. Smith Jr.
Jen Smith.
Melanie. Love freaking Blanc.
You are all invited to join the Jedi Academy. All you younglings out there.
Yeah, hope you don't get slayed.
Come to the temple and be with us.
Good job, people do, yes.
Oh, that's the rest of the shout out. Needs to just be that.
Go
We
home,
appreciate
Michael.
all of you
Just go
guys.
home.
Thank you so much for being here.
Yeah, we really love you. I love saying your names. You have great names.
Love you, we do. Surrounded you are, Greg. Done with life
Here,
is.
I got Greg's impressions. Oh. I'm still here if I shout.
Bye, everybody.